diversity across the world through music, interviews, and lively discussions. Join Bev Moonchild on Fit FM 96.7, Fridays 6 to 8 p.m. Cultural Mix, everything cultural. Tune in. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
You've got to give this. I'm standing 10 feet tall. Know your cult, know yourself, know your roots, know your culture. You're in tune to Cultural Mix with Bev Moonchild and Fit FM 96.7, Fridays 6 to 8 p.m. Mara said that. Last night I had a dream upon the four corners of the world, shone the light of love, erasing our hatred, greed, and pain, revealing to man what life's really worth. Yeah. 1,000 years, 1,000 years, 1,000 years of peace. 1,000 years, 1,000 years, 1,000 years of peace. Last night I had a dream. War was an obstacle of the past, buried in the history book. Racism was no more, extinguished by a ray of hope. Yeah. 1,000 years, 1,000 years, 1,000 years of peace. 1,000 years, 1,000 years, 1,000 years of peace. Cultural mix, every Friday afternoon. Cultural mix, every Friday afternoon, 6 to 8 p.m. Bev Moonchild and Fit FM 96.7. Righteousness cover the earth, little children play and sing, overpowered from feeling, make me wanna jump and sing. 1,000 years, 1,000 years,
1,000 years of peace. Oh, my son. So let me come. Lockdown. Lockdown. Lord have mercy. I don't know if you can manage a lockdown at all. Welcome, folks. welcome. It's really good to be here. It is Friday, and we are in the studios of Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music, cultural mix, and your host, of course, is Bev Moonchild. We're here, and we are set to have an enjoyable evening. This evening, like we always do, and we want to thank everyone for joining. Now, anywhere you're joining from, we want to say welcome. Welcome one, welcome all, welcome. We go. Blessed Holy Ghost, we welcome you. So we're welcoming everybody this evening, and we want you to stay with us until 8 o'clock. All right. This evening, we really promise to have an interesting show, and our guest is all ready and set for us to have a lively discussion with him. So wherever you're joining from, we want to welcome you. Akwaba, we say. And of course, that is our African language. Akwaba in English, of course, is welcome. So we thank you all for joining, and an exciting program is lined up for you as usual. We want for you to talk to us. Persons already are joining with us on Facebook And we say thank you so much. Wherever you are, just hail us and tell us where you're joining from. And of course, we will acknowledge you as we go through the program. Mr. Fitness, you're on. Mr. Fitness for Life. Wow. Greetings, Bev Moonchild. Remember the church songs? Yes. I remember, and I know you remember some too. In the house, Tavia, or is it Tavia Foster? Big up, Richie. Yes, he'll be on this evening with us. He's our guest. Hey, good evening, Bev Moonchild. Edwards, welcome, Richie Stevens and Mom. Well, I'm not so sure his mom will be here, but of course, we'll be talking with Richie Stevens. He has done an album with his mom, and it is one. We never hear of nobody do album with their mother yet. So in Jamaica, that is. So that is something that we're going to be talking about when we join with him. But wherever you are, this is Cultural Mix. If you're joining us for the very first time, we welcome you. We talk to people, we play music, we talk about cultural practices and cultural heritage, we talk about lifestyle. We just talk. Cultural Mix, everything cultural. And we thank you for joining. We are also on YouTube. Fit FM can be found on all social media platforms. Fit FM 96.7. And of course, if you're on the radio, it is Fit FM 96.7. And we say your life, your music. Look for me also on Facebook, Bev Moonchild Edwards, and the Cultural Mix and Bev Moonchild. It's a page that we are trying to grow. So join us and support the program. We thank you. And we have some people who have always been with us. We really, really love, say, you have been with us from day one. And we're really, really happy about it. We're glad. We're bigging up any which part in the day. And we say, continue to join us, continue to be with us, and tell more people to join Cultural Mix on a Friday at 6 o'clock. It's 2 hours, 6 p.m. to 8. And by the time you quint, by the time you spit a ground, before the spit could have dry, 8 o'clock come. You know that? No, make me spit a ground and it dry up before you come back. You know that, right? So by the time you spit a ground, you don't even dry up yet. And it's 8 o'clock. It just runs through so quickly. So we want you to stay with us until 8 o'clock this evening. What a week. A Wednesday, the new Monday now. Wednesday is the new Monday. So by the time Wednesday come, you think I'm Monday, And you said, no, tomorrow, Tuesday, I can do some things tomorrow. But then you realize, I'm not Tuesday, Thursday. And by the time you look Friday, and then the week done. You look Saturday come now, then you look Sunday. So we have another week of what? 3 days, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday again. People, I don't know them, so only salvation lasts forever. And the good salvation too. So let us see what will happen thereafter. Because whole heap of things are going all over the world. We hear now say, is it our moo? That sound like one cow. But make we see now, because we did have variant from Yasso, from Deso, from India, from Britain. Huh? Which one we can have for Jamaica? We need to put a name, eh? Speed. Oh, yeah, man, make it just Zoops. Or we can have one name Zoops. Zoops just come and go. Zoops. No, we will take bad thing for joke, but guess what? It better we laugh than cry. Because I know a lot of people are on not even the verge again. Tears when you see what happened. So between the death of families and friends and loved ones, it is the death of their financial situation. It is the death of some friendship. It is the death of relationship. A whole but we are suffering. And you suffer in different ways, in different levels and so on. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all, at all, at all, at all. But make we strong up and go through, because we have to go. You ever hear them say the fittest of the fittest? Now is the time. Only the fittest of the fittest really are going to survive that one, yeah. So make we strong up. Them old people that say turn up on your foot. A time now for we turn up on our foot and do what we have to do, Persons are kind of so unsure. Persons don't know what to do. Persons, it's just a time where it's just very stressful. And now, if you don't have the support group in place now, you're just dead. So we are saying, continue to be our brothers and sisters keeper. Make we just there for each other, because it's not pretty. It is Cultural Mix, as I said before, and we want to thank you so much for being with us. Stay with us until 8 o'clock, of course. So Paulette, hey, greetings. Thank you, Paulette Denson. Good evening, Mel Cinder, Smith Drummond. Happy to have you. And Mr. Fitness is saying from London, UK, just got in. I rush in from work and it's now midnight. Yeah. So for you to be rushing in from work at this time, Mr. Fitness, you're really fit. You work hard. We wish you all the very best because we know how it's sticky out there. People have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs because you have to make ends meet. So thank you for joining us, Mr. Fitness. All the very best as you go into your morning because I Saturday morning for you, not true? Yes, thank you so much for sharing. So we ask if you are watching us, we want you to share the program. Just press share now and share it on your page, please, so other persons can see what is happening. So Kay, we want you to share it right now. Tavia, share it right now. Mr. Fitness, share it on your page now. Paulette, we want you to share it. And Melcinda, you are here. We're asking you to share it. And on YouTube, we are live now on YouTube. So please and thanks. That's how we're going to make other people know so we're on a Friday. So we ask you to share. Like it and share it, as the other people say. Like and share. Some of us now stand up on our feet until our back. Well, guess what? The backs are against the wall now. And we wouldn't even say walls, because there are so many, everywhere you turn, Makajukyo. So we are saying we have to stand up. So thank you for that, Melcinda. Share it for us, please, the program, Cultural Mix. Like it now and share it for your page, on your page, so other people can see what we're doing here at Fit FM on a Friday. All right, so we are going to be talking with the one and only Richie Stevens, the man with the voice, and we're going to take a little break and we're going to come right back. Thank you so much for being here.
Listen to mother and son, a family that prays together, always gonna stay together. God is just the great thing that I will be done. A family that loves one another, always will look out for each other, living in no one way. Like this mother and son. Oh, what a beautiful feeling when family comes around. Children are laughing and playing. Oh, what a wonderful sound. Absolutely magic. Don't you know I love this? Greet them with the hearts of love. We're all one flesh and blood. Touch them with your smile and hugs. No travesty, no grudge. Goodness and mercy, a family that prays together, always gonna stay together. God is just the great thing that I will be done. A family that loves one another, always will look out for each other, living in no one place, like this mother and son. Yes. Life is the longest of journey, cause living never ends. As long as we are here, examples for the children will be laid. Show the children the way. Yes, a real unconditional love will touch your heart so deeply. A smile and a genuine hug will lift up anybody when you down and really need it. You better call up your family. A family that prays together, always gonna stay together. God is just the great thing that I will be done.
A family that stays together, pray to Richie.
Yeah, man, I'm here.
How you the man? How you do? Walk on.
Great. I'm great. I am great. Living in the moment.
We have to, my brother. We don't have no other choice.
Mm-hmm.
We want to welcome you to Fit FM and to Cultural Mix.
A lot of people think a lot about the past or a lot about the future, but I encourage people to live in the moment, because you can't dwell on the past and you can't think too much about the future, you know, especially what's going on now. You just have to live each day and let it count.
Yes, my brother. So who tell you now so you could have do an album with your mother? Where that idea come from?
The spirit of the Almighty God who blessed we both with musical talent, my darling.
Uh-huh.
That's who tell me. Yes, that idea is an idea that's been in the works for many, many, many years. A lot of people think it is the first time my mother is going into the studio, but it's not so. It's been in the works for many, many years. We did our first song in 1992, song called Mama's Blessings.
Okay.
And that was like the introduction of my mother as a singer. Then
Mm-hmm.
a few years after that, we did a song called Shine. Shine did very well for us. We went on a tour and overseas and do all these wonderful things. And then, we just decided to revisit the studio again during this time
Mm-hmm.
and finish the project, the dream of having an album together. That was always a dream. So we decided to put the dream in reality. So hence
Mm-hmm.
why we did this album and why it's out now.
This album, Mother and Son, the song that we just played, Mother
Mhm.
Family That Prays Together. It's one of my favorite, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Well, that
How did that
song.
song? How it came about though?
Mhm. Well, as you said, the song is Mother and Son, the title track for the album. And we wanted to open the album with the title track so it could set the stage so people could understand what this album is all about. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say a family that prays together will always stay together. God is just the greatest, like let thy will be done. A family
Mm-hmm.
that loves one another, always look out for each other, living in a oneness like this mother and son. This is not some lyrics to put together. This is actually how I grew up with my mother teaching us to be always in touch, always show love and respect to each other. So we just put the song together and decided to use it as the title track for the album.
Absolutely magic.
Hmm. Thank you.
Absolutely magic. So the song now, did you come up with the words for the song, or your mom came up with the words, or both of you together?
Well, actually, it's me and a friend start vibing it. A friend called Casanova is the lead singer for Fab Five.
Okay.
And we're there vibing it and stuff. And yeah, we got a few lines from my mother. Because as we say, it's not necessarily a song that we sit and write. It's more of
Mm-hmm.
a vibes. It's more of a vibe. So Mama
Mm-hmm.
give us a few lines and we just put the song together like that. And people are really feeling the song though. People really love it for our opener. And a lot of people say it's their favorite song on the album. That's nice.
Me love it. Me love it. You talk about your mother a lot.
Hmm. Hmm.
What about your father? Me not hear you say nothing about your father.
Well, I've also talked a lot about not growing up with my father, and I didn't meet my father until I was a big man. So
Okay.
that kind of explain
Uh-huh.
the reason. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? All of my youth life, it wasn't until I was a teenager going up to 20s when I met my father.
Mm-hmm.
So all of those early
Formative
days,
years, yeah.
all of those days that I needed that teaching and someone who was installing those principles in me. It was
Mm-hmm.
my mother. So mama was mommy and daddy. And we've always been together ever since I was born. So
Mm-hmm.
that explains why I'm always talking about my mother, because all of my early experiences is with mama. And as I said, I met my father when I came to Kingston to kind of try to get into the music business. So I was turning into a young man. So I
Mm.
basically was on my own independently during that time.
How were you able to relate to this total stranger? Not true. At that time, he would have been a stranger for you.
Well, yes, but I was very happy though to meet my father, because when you grew up not knowing your father, you're yearning to meet him. You want to know what this man look like, how this man stay, how would he respond to you? Because I grew up all my life seeing my little friends in my community with their fathers on Christmas Day and special days. Father would walk them in the park, buy them a little bicycle. I never used to them luxury from
Mm-hmm.
no father. He's always
Your
the
mother.
little that I always get is mama. Hmm.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Mother. You know, there is this video going around. I don't know if you have seen it yet. It's
Hmm.
a little boy, maybe about 7 or so,
Hmm.
walking with his mother, and the father seemed to have been on a bicycle.
Hmm.
voice that is doing the recording sounds like a police. I don't know if it's somebody trying to be a police or it was a real police. And the police and the person said to the little boy, you know, sir, you all should not be on the road at this time, because it seemed like it was during the lockdown, you know? One of you have to go to jail, one of the adults have to go get locked up. Who you say must get locked up? And the person say, your father? Him say, no. Your mother? And him say, no. And then the person said, but somebody have to go to jail. And you know what he did? He made like a little hand gesture where the father couldn't see, you know? Like he kind of go underneath, so. And so it was an embarrassing moment.
Okay.
People were commenting and saying, boy, picnic now give her their mother no matter what, you know?
Well, we know the scenario. We know why the love always lean towards mama, because oftentimes, especially back in my time, a lot of fathers just weren't there, you know. I think we are doing better in this time as fathers now. But back in my time, there was a lot of us who didn't know no daddy, you know. So we pour all of that love
for mama
to mama, because it's only one person is representing all these times.
Yeah.
It's sad, but I just hope that more fathers, younger fathers now recognize how important it is to be there, and not just to stay far and do what they can do, but to be there. You know, it's very, very important.
There's a song on the album called Shine.
Yes.
With you and your mother. Your dreams will take you as far as you want to go, as I was listening to the song, eh? I want you to talk to me about the song. I'm going to play it a little. You talk to me about it. And then now I want to talk to you about your being a parent in this time as a father.
All right, no problem.
Let's listen to Shine.
Now here's an inspiring story about a lady and her son. They suffered, been pushed around, beaten down many times, but still they didn't fall down. They kept on making strides. They did every little thing, whatever to survive. They fought to stay alive. He looked at her and said, oh mama, don't ever cry no more. Cause someday for sure I will move all the clouds. I'm gonna make things right.
Blaze again. We tune in on Picture FM 96.7. We tune in. Play that tune there again, baby. We love it.
Now here's an inspiring story about a lady and her son. They've suffered, been pushed around, beaten down many times, but still they didn't fall down. They kept on making strides. They did every little thing, whatever to survive. They fought to stay alive. He looked at her and said, oh mama, don't ever cry no more. Cause someday for sure I will move all the clouds. I'm gonna make things right. He said, I'm not ever worried, cause God is on our side. We're gonna take every step with the Father and pray. Someday we will get right. And now they're shining like the stars, so proud of who they are, together standing tall. And you can't do it just the same. Gotta have a purpose and strong faith. Your dreams will take you far. Through prayer and desire, they never failed to do their best. They knew that only the best is good enough, so they gave us nothing less. With strong determination, they were just unstoppable. There was nothing you could do, nothing you could say to stop them from finding another way. They tried so many different things, worked was just another way to make it through the day. So they did it all just fine.
Welcome back to Cultural Mix. Folks, we are in the studios of Fit FM 96.7. I am Bev Moonchild, your host. And guess what? We are talking with Richie Stevens. He has done an album. I don't know of anybody else in Jamaica, Richie, doing an album with their mom. We don't know of it in the Caribbean. Have you ever heard of any?
No, and I was told that it is the first time it has ever happened in our music. So
Uh-huh.
I'm actually proud of that. But either way, I'm proud because if it was done before, I'm just
Mm-hmm.
glad to know that I'm able to fulfill
Mm-hmm.
this lifelong dream of my
Yes.
mother and, for us to have an album together. Yes, yes.
Okay, good. Good, 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 good. I'm gonna make you proud. That's a line in the song there just now. For me,
Mm-hmm,
it's the kind of mother encouraging son, son encouraging mother.
mm-hmm.
This would have been an older song though, right?
Yes. It's about almost 20 years ago we did the song. But
Really?
doing this project, it was important for us to put it back on this project because me and my mother wrote it, sing it together, and the nature of the album we put it on. But
Mm-hmm.
this song it couldn't get any realer. This explain our life. This is our life in 3.5 minutes in a song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we grew up almost together. My mother had me when she was very young, so we basically grew up together. Um, when we were growing up, we have struggles like any mother and child in the ghetto. No father around. Life was hard. My grandmother and uncle and all of them do what they could do, but essentially things was very tough because my mother didn't have me alone anyway. So when we talk about here's an inspiring story about a lady and her son. They suffered, been pushed around, beaten down many times.
Mm-hmm.
There are many stories I could have tell you that would describe what I mean. But to be beaten down and to be pushed around is something that we know everybody understand.
Mm-hmm.
But in the same song, we're talking about true pride and desire, they never fail to do their best. There's only the best is good enough. So they never care about anything less. And we push on and now they're shining like stars, so proud of who they are. So Father, God bless me. I went back to the country for my mother and we've been together ever since. And now we're doing music. So we're blessed. So we just have to put it in song to say we're shining and we
Mm-hmm.
give God thanks. That's pretty much what the song is saying.
Yes, you mentioned just now that you went back to the country for your mother. Where
Mhm.
exactly you born and grew up in Jamaica?
Okay, I was born and raised in Savlamar, Westmoreland.
Okay.
Yeah, a little community called Russia, popularly known as Russia.
So we are big up the people from Russia because
Yeah,
people in
man.
Westmoreland can hear Fit FM.
Yes, man. Big up all the people them from Russia and to just know, say, Russia is a special place, irrespective of what some people may think. It's a special place, poor people but proud people, and some really great people came out of that community.
What in Russia prepared you for life in Kingston and in the music?
All right, it was a very hard community, hard in the sense that you can't be a chicken to survive. You have to push hard to achieve. Is a proud set of people. So I remember the lessons that I've learned, not just from my mother or my grandmother, but from people in the community, that people are already looking down on us. So try and be as best as you can be so that you can surprise them someday. So we grew up with that in mind that we're going to have to try and be the best because people not seeing us as the best. So
Mm-hmm.
we're going to have to just have that in mind in everything we do. So I was forced to be very competitive from even a very early age. I said, anything I'm doing, I'm going to try and do it the best way I know how. So with that kind of mentality, I always give thanks for my community to know that that is where I learned that from. And
Mm-hmm.
this is what I'm still carrying with me up to today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's important. I hear you talk about how you have to be tough. No chicken really can grow up in a Russia.
Mm-hmm.
But it brings me now to a line I heard you with the other song about ghetto that said the toughest people come from the ghetto.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm
And
glad. I'm glad you mentioned that song because that song is a very important song to me. When I say the strongest people come from the ghetto, the toughest people come from the ghetto, born and raised in the gutters and slums with a spirit that we must overcome. To live this life and still survive, it means that you're the greatest.
Yeah.
I mean those words 100% coming from my heart. And the simple reason for saying the strongest people come from the ghetto is that the kind of life that we live, the type of things that we go through on a day-to-day basis and still survive, it means that we're the greatest.
The toughest and the greatest.
Yes, yes. The toughest
Somebody
people.
on, because we're going Facebook Live, somebody on Facebook, he now lives in Ontario, Canute Lawrence. I want Richie Stephen know any Lawrences in Westmoreland or a community called what? Lishum? You know the
Lishum?
Lishum,
The name of the community not ringing a bell. Probably I know it as a different name. Because, like for argument's sake, my community is really Hudson Street, but it's popularly known as Russia. So,
okay.
So maybe it's something like that, but I don't know the word. I don't know the name, Lushum.
Thank you, Canute, for joining us. He's in Canada. He's a regular. And Mr. Fitness for Life in the UK. He's bigging you up and say he's the reason why I love his songs, humility, and he speaks of them being conscious and God being on your side, as you would have, you would have.
Yeah, man. Blessings to you, man. Give thanks, listener.
Mr. Fitness from the UK.
Mr. Fitness, big up, Mr. Fitness.
I notice you have 2 songs about ghetto on the album. Ghetto for Life and the other what's the one about ghetto again? But it's 2 of them in the ghetto. Right.
In the ghetto. The first one is Ghetto Life, and then and then In the Ghetto.
Why you have two ghetto songs on the album?
All right, so putting this album together, both myself and Mama, we wanted to create an album with a body of work to inspire people. People in general, but then because I am born and raised in the ghetto, I always have a very serious interest in elevating and inspiring people from the ghetto. And the song In the Ghetto is a song that talks about a mother who can't take another hungry mouth to feed, but yet they were a child that she couldn't manage. The child struggling, wander around the streets, get caught up in all the different kind of unlawful activities, and end up lost his life. So we believe this was a very good story to put out there or to put on this album so that when someone listens to it, especially a young person, they will understand that this is how you'll end up if you follow this story and live this way. So we believe it was a positive argument to put out there to let young people especially know that you can travel a certain journey if you don't want to end up a certain way. So even if you don't have no father, you grow with a mother alone, which is often the excuse to say, boy, no father figure never in my life, so we do this and do that. No, we say still understand that there's life, there's an Almighty, and if you put your head in the right place, you'll end up do the right thing, man. And to choose a life of unlawfulness never usually end up good. So that's what this song is about.
We who grew up in the country, we know it's a country we grew up, but we never associate our country living with ghetto living. But I know recently now, once in the rural area where things are really not so up to standard, up to par with the other, the other, what you call it now, the urban areas, and so everything now is just called ghetto. And,
well, a volatile community is called ghetto.
Okay.
And it is not about if you live somewhere where you can find food, but there's no light and water. It is ghetto, and it's not that. It's just a volatile community, a community that is strapped for many things. You don't have the kind of social life there that you'll find in an upper class community, and so So we just call poor people ghetto people. You
Okay.
understand me?
Mm-hmm.
And thing. And again, when we say we are the strongest people, the kind of things that we have to go through just because you don't have certain opportunity. Look, for argument's sake, address is always a big issue.
Yeah.
You can be far more qualified than the child from uptown who come from a nice neighborhood, and you come from a downtown community, and just because of your address, you're not employed.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to find some way, somehow to make it out.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I apply the strength to you. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? The strongest people come from the ghetto. When the metropolitan, there's a line in it at top about why the metropolitan only fight the ghetto man.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is that there's always need for more employment in most countries. Well, let me talk about Jamaica right now.
Mm-hmm.
And enough work not there for people, so people have to end up hustling on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
If the government of a company, of a country don't provide enough work, and people find a way to try and hustle, and the government will come and mash up the style of a poor man and lock him up sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, irrespective of that, tomorrow you're going to have to find a new way to get back a style out there because you can't make your pitting them dead for hungry.
Yeah.
So you're gone into survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever it is, and that little money that you make have to send the pitney them go to school, have to pay the bills and all these things. That is the life of a ghetto family.
You
So
think
again, the strongest people and the greatest people must come from the ghetto.
you think we fully understand, say, people really live from day to day in these places?
Well, I'm explaining to you how it works. I don't know exactly how most family do it, but
No, man, I'm
sometimes.
saying these tough people who are from areas what we call ghetto. Make we just use the word ghetto.
Mhm.
Those people survive from day to day.
Mm-hmm.
You go out on the street and you hustle, and
Mm-hmm.
that is for provide for family for tonight and maybe
Yes.
tomorrow. When you
Yes.
go back tomorrow, for tomorrow night and maybe for the next night.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now,
Live from dollar to dollar.
when we contain these people now, or for
Mm-hmm.
argument's sake, as you would have said now, when we switch on a lockdown on these people now,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to answer if you don't want to. I have been looking at it and I say, boy, it's wicked pan the people them who have to really live from day to day.
I know you don't you put that out there because it's a political question, but I have to
No, it's
answer.
not political. It's just
I
a
have to answer
social,
though.
it's
I
a
have to
social
answer.
problem. Yes.
I have to answer because as a ghetto man, and I still see myself as a ghetto man. You
Okay.
understand? Now, there's one set of people in Jamaica that feeling it more than everybody else, and those are the people that you just talk about. The people that live from day to day to day to day. It's not them choose to live like that. It's just the circumstances and the situation of which they live.
Mm-hmm.
And if the government wants to create a lockdown, I will never try and encourage anyone to be unlawful and to not listen to the protocol and so. But I think the government should also prepare to assist those people because
Exactly.
the reality is the reality.
Yeah.
Them people that can't survive on them own because they don't have a regular 9 to 5 that they go to is hustling on the street. And unfortunately, there is a lot of people who have to live that way.
Mm-hmm.
So while the government is locking down and putting all the rules in place and so, there must be some plans for people like those.
Mm-hmm. And that is a missing piece of the puzzle. We're going to play Get Your Life. If you want to sip a little water, you can do it, and then we'll come back and talk some more.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yes, no You have to fight as a way of surviving. When you're living in a volatile system, where the metropolitan, them only fight to get a mass society, no real poor people. governments and police come mash up with stars. Still we never fall. We come like a concrete wall. The strongest people come from the ghetto. The toughest people come from the ghetto. Born and raised in the gutters and slums, with the spirit that we must overcome. To live this life and still survive, it means that we're the greatest. Just what about education? The underprivileged never get no mention. And brilliance. Don't have the money, but we have qualification. Living in the ghetto where the system wanna get you, it's not easy to survive in other judgments. But warriors never cry, heroes never die. Get your life on us stand. The strongest people come from the ghetto. The toughest people come from the ghetto. Born and raised in the gutters and slums, with the spirit that we must overcome. To live this life and still survive, it means that we're the
Cultural mix.
Make me tell you about the heights of greatness.
Every
Mama
Friday,
tell children fatherless.
6 to 8 p.m. with Beth Moonchild and Fit FM 96.7. And we tune in every Friday. We're lucky. Aisha Rock said that.
This is Fit FM.
Fit FM 96.7.
96.7. Duncan's morning.
On a cold and gray Chicago morn, another little baby child is born in the ghetto.
And this mama cries. Ooh, yeah. If there's one thing she don't need, it's another hungry mouth to feed. In the ghetto. People, don't you understand? A child needs a helping hand. He's gonna be an young man someday. Take a look at you and me. Are we too blind to see? Or do we simply turn our heads and look the other way? There's no burdens. And a hungry little boy with a running nose, playing in the street as the cold wind blows. In the ghetto.
Beth Moonchild,
And this
the song the back,
hunger
the song the top. Play it again. We tune in at Fit FM 96.7. We tune in. Play the tune there again, Beth. We love it.
As the snow flies on a cold and gray Chicago morn, another little baby child is born in the ghetto.
and this mama cries. Ooh, yeah. If there's one thing she don't need, it's another hungry mouth to feed. In the ghetto. People, don't you understand? A child needs a helping hand. He's gonna be an young man someday. Take a look at you and me. Are we too blind to see? Or do we simply turn our heads and look the other way? There's no burdens. And a hungry little boy with a running nose, playing in the street as the cold wind blows. In the ghetto. And his hunger burns. Oh. So he starts to roam the streets at night. He learns how to steal and he learns how to fight. In the ghetto.
Ooh. And then one night in desperation, the young man breaks away. He buys a gun, steals a car, tries to run, but he don't get far. And it's Mama Price. As the crowd gather round, an angry young man face down in the street with a gun in his hand. In the ghetto, as a young man dies. On a cold and gray.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Cultural Mix, and it's a Friday. Bev Moonchild is here in the studios of Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music, and we're talking to Richie Stevens. He has done this album with his mother and son, and we just talk about the music, how some of the songs came about and so on, and we are talking about real issues. Richie, thank you. Canute again is saying he's really agreeing with you. He said, good point, Richie, about providing some form of assistance for the financially challenged communities during lockdowns and no movement period. People are really agreeing with you. And as a matter of fact, I am saying, you see even a song, I was listening to the song just now and it just touched something. When you hear he goes and he steals a car, he didn't get far when he tries to run away. And his mother cries. And the crowd gather around. We see that ever so often. The hope, though, that you are bringing, especially with a song like Shine, that kind of hope that you are bringing. So even though the thing is a reality and we see the depression and we know it, we also hear that hope. We hear you saying, listen, man, you can rise above this. Especially with your experience. How important it is for artists to use them experience and uplift rather than
I think we all owe that to society, because we have to remember there's no artist that I know that support themselves to reach what them reach. Every artist is supported by the public. And I can't tell an artist what to sing, but I just think it's a wonderful thing to use your platform or the influence that you have to at least encourage people to music. And I'm not saying everybody should be a cultural artist, because I'm not even a cultural artist. I'm regarded as a lovers rock artist. But I still have time to sing a few inspirational songs. And I've been doing it for years. I remember I did Fight Back with Garnet Silk, one of my biggest hits, which was an inspirational, uplifting song, Born as a Winner again, and the list goes on. So I think at the end of the day, we have to stop and look and say, hey, I want to say something to uplift some people.
Positively influencing. It's important.
Yes.
Rather than to say, boy, me just a sing when me see. My tune just reflect what happening in life.
No, but the truth is, if you want to sing where you see, we see poverty and suffering every day. You can sing about that too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's all there. That is why I say, if a man's I go sing, say, me I go shoot a man or me I go do this, and you know, that is always what they say. We are the art imitates they say music imitates art. So we have to sing about man head a lick off every day, because that I go on every day. But that is not the end of the story. There are other things going on.
Yeah.
But a man prefer to sing what him feels fashionable. You know, if a man sings a boy I run in pan some man and do some things, it go down better with the youth them than if you say crowd gather around and watch the angry young man lay dead on the floor. And so in a very profound way, it might not be as hip as the song that said me I go shoot on some man down the road. You understand me? But I still encourage you them use your platform to try and encourage some people who need the encouragement. It's always important.
Yes. How often do you go back to Russia or to Westmoreland for that matter?
Well, I haven't been for a while now, but I was down there February.
Okay. Okay. DJ Snow just interrupt me now for big you up.
Big up DJ Snow. I'm a dad, man. Big up yourself, family.
Yes, yes. Another song that I like on the album, you see,
Mm-hmm.
is Mama's Blessing.
Mm-hmm.
That conversation between a mother and her son, and the mother expressing appreciation for the son, and the son doing the very same. So in
Mm-hmm.
most of the songs, we see that kind of, I call it camaraderie between you and your mother.
Those things that we're singing about, those are conversations that we've been having for years and years and years. When I was very young, we talk about them things there. So when
Uh-huh.
you hear, I remember when I started the song by saying, I remember when I was young, she looked at me and said, son, try and be the best you can. And ever since that day, I've been working on my life hard and long, trying to be a better man. And
Yeah.
she come in and say, glad to know you never let me down, blah, blah,
Yes.
blah. You know, those are things that we've been talking about from I was a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
So we just kind of go into the studio when we create the rhythm track. We just start memorize things and just lay it down to music.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
those songs, this is our first song, you know. That's our first song that we did in 1992, you know.
whoa, mother, Mama's Blessing.
Yes,
Mm-hmm. How
but it
easy?
was very appropriate for this album, so we just put it on.
Yes. How easy
Mhm.
is your mother in the studio?
Wow. I always explain it that it's easy, but yet hard. The easy part is Mama is really a bona fide singer.
Mm-hmm.
She's not someone that we're trying to record because she expressed this desire. No, she's a bona fide singer. And I'm so glad that everybody recognized that. She has
Mm-hmm.
very serious singing talent. So to deliver the song is not difficult. But as a man with experience, as a producer now, I know that the best vocal performance is a vocal performance that you spend time with the artist
Mm-hmm.
to deliver that vocal performance. In other words, if she sing the song from top to the end,
Mm-hmm.
it don't mean that that is the best vocal performance. You might
Mm-hmm.
say, all right, keep this track, let's do another track. And you might end up doing 5, 6 track of that one song.
Mm-hmm.
So the easy now start become hard. You understand? Because she might be in there now for hours doing the same thing over and over. And sometimes you can see the stress level going up. Sometimes you can see that she's under pressure that way. And then me gonna have to remember, Sarati, this is not a virgin or a sister, you know, this is mama. So me have to
Oh, yeah,
mind, you know.
pressure. So yeah, pressure. So oh, yeah,
Yeah,
Leon.
I'm gonna pressure mama. So that's why I say it's easy, but it's hard at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But I must tell you though, at the end of it all, I am just so happy with Mama's vocal performance. And not just me happy. I mean, a lot of people just can't stop talking about how fresh she sound and how strong she sound and how soulful. She's still in control of her voice because Mama up in age now, and to deliver at this level at that age is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Make we hear that one. Mama's Blessing. We soon come back.
Mhm,
Cultural
mhm.
mix.
I love you, sweet mama. I remember when I was young, you looked at me one day and said, son, you gotta be the best you can. And ever since that day, been working on my life all day long, trying to be a better man. Glad to know you never let me down. Oh, I thank you, Lord, for blessing my son. Keep on working, don't you ever stop. Don't ever lose your faith in God. God is our provider. Thank you for your blessings, worth much more than gold. I will never forget no way what you taught me long ago. Thank you for your teachings, you've been the master role. I won't ever forget no way you taught me all I know. You made me a happy woman. just doing the best I can. Gotta know this world is hard, but you taught me how to survive. Gotta let you know. Thank you for your blessings. Not much more than gold. I will never forget your way.
Little Spirit Man.
Thank you for 96.7.
96.
Thank you for your teachings. Bless the road. I won't ever forget no way. You taught me all I know. Thank you for your blessings, worth much more than gold. I will never forget no way what you taught me long ago.
Thank you for your blessings. And then never lose faith in your God. That is what she tell you. Never
Yes.
lose faith in God, and you are thank her now for her teachings.
Yes.
As parents, I don't know, sometimes you hear some people say them have a 15-year-old and me can't manage him and all kind of thing. And I always say, but how a little boy or a little girl grow to 15 for the mother can't manage him or her? That child was 2 years old at one time and 5 and 4. What were you doing as a parent? Make the picnic just grow out till you can't manage him.
Well,
I'm listening to your mother, you and your mother, and I'm seeing how she would have, as a mother, grow you in a way.
mhm.
And then would I say, no, when you're old, you can't depart from the teachings.
I tell you. Well, we're talking all of the nice things about Mama right now, but Mama was also a very serious disciplinarian too, you know.
Yeah. That,
Yeah, man. You know, ramp round. If you're
manage
not,
you know as a boy picnic now, I know father no did. Should have to straighten you up sometime, man.
no,
And
man.
he's on you.
I did say to you earlier that mommy was mommy and daddy,
Yeah, man.
and that have whole heap of meaning towards it because she played the
And
role
I
of daddy very seriously too. She don't
yeah.
play around. You understand? So we never have no choice as youths growing up in Russia there in the country. We did have to listen or else. You understand? So really and truly, when I said thank you for the blessing, I'm talking about how steadfast she was in her teachings and she instilled certain values that I still live by up to now. You understand? There is one philosophy that I live by, and it's coming from her that says, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. It means that you're always going to have stay ready so you don't have to get ready. It means that you must always be on top of your game. And guess what? I see it play out with her up in her age, you know, where when I called upon her to do this album, she was as sharp as a razor vocally. She was ready. You know why? Because Mama never stopped singing yet. So she's a living example of her teachings. Because a lot of people still having difficulty understanding how comes her voice is so clear. Some people say she sound like a young girl. But Mama is not a young girl, but she believed in her talent and she always been singing over the years, never stopped yet. A matter of fact, let me just take the time to congratulate my mother and here right now for her achievement so far, because there's a song on the album called Never Let Me Go.
Yeah.
That is just added to the playlist of a top radio station in Brazil.
Wow.
So you see what Mama going with? Mama had beat me bad on the album now, you know, because Mama achieved what me not achieve, you know. Yeah, man, so that's a big deal because this radio station is not a regular radio station and they play a certain brand of music. And I just got news yesterday that the song entered the playlist, meaning that all the DJs will be playing it. And it's pop radio. It's not even a reggae radio station. It's pop radio. So that's a beautiful achievement. And I just want to congratulate my mother and thank the Almighty at the same time for this milestone.
How you feel? How you feel?
I can't explain the feeling. All I can tell you, I feel blessed and I'm just happy. that I was given the chance to be able to accomplish this great milestone, because I still look at this as one of my greatest musical achievements, having an album with my mother.
Yeah.
It's just nothing compared to it. You know, I mean, look at it this way. There's so many other artists with mothers that can really sing. And I know the difficulty that they have to take mama to the studio and to try and put mama out there as an artist, because all of us love our mothers and we shield and protect our mothers. We don't necessarily would want to put mama out there as an artist like that, because a few years ago when Shine was released, it went #1 in a few places. So we went on a little tour. We went to Cayman Island, we went to Toronto, we went to Montreal, and then we went back to, and from Montreal to New York. And while we're on the tour, certain realization come to me that, hey, it is fun to sing songs with mama and to put them out and so, but to have mama on tour and all these things, it not really feel too right, because you're talking about leaving the hotel room at 11 o'clock in the night to go to a venue. You might get at the venue 12:30, and then by the time you hit stage, it's 3 o'clock, 4:30, you leave and I come back to the hotel. You know, I mean, who want to put them mother through them, the kind of something there.
How she felt though?
No, I mean, she loves music and everything, but I can see those things pressuring her, and it don't look right. You understand? It don't look right either, because I'm mama that. I know music business is nice and beautiful, but there are some ugly realities that exist in music, and some things that if you're in music, you're gonna face those things. You understand? So there was like a little delay in that we don't want to go too hard, and that it caused us to not do any recording for a while. But then in the back of my head, I always know that, hey, we have to do something special with mama. Regardless, we're still gonna have to allow her to realize her dream, because her dream is to really give her voice to the world so people can hear her. And it would have been a shame if we never find a way to do it. So that is one of the reasons why I feel so blessed to know that I managed to pull it off, because it's not an easy thing to do. You understand?
How she feeling now, Richie? How, you know, when she hear the music and she know, as you would say, she up in her age, how she feel?
All right, so let me give you the country way how we know it now. Well, I would have say a Gladbach bus. Yeah, man, a Gladbach bus. She really and truly happy, man, and I just feel so happy for her and feel happy for the family, because everybody always wanted mama to go out there as a singer, and they want her voice to be heard, and rightfully so, you know. I mean, getting news from out of Brazil now. And not just Brazil, you know, this same song. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask you to play it. The same song is a big favorite in England, too.
No, yeah, I'm going to play it in a little while. We're going to play. Come on, I want to ask you something before we go to that one. Stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. That is something mama would have teach you coming up as a young man.
Yes.
As an adult now, having a family for yourself. What are some things now you are transferring now to growing up your children that mama would have teach you?
All right, so I am one of them fathers who stay very close to my family. I'm involved in my kids' life. I am the kind of daddy who would drop off and pick up from school and practicing whatever they're practicing, all of these things. I am not the kind of daddy who sit home and send a taxi. When I'm into that. You understand? Because when times are normal, I travel a lot. So once I'm home, my duty is to either drop off or pick up and bring to training. And so my natural way is just already is a way of teaching my kids how to operate. You understand? They see their father, for argument's sake, get up each morning from out of bed, and the first thing I do is exercise. So that is something that they've been seeing from a young age. So it's easy for them to adopt that lifestyle. Because most of the time, if a child come see mother or father drink rum and smoke, it's easy for them to adapt to that. Because that is what they grow up and come see. So I try to lead by example. I try to follow the way how my mother teach me, and she was very steadfast in her teaching too. It's not that she just tell you to do something, so she's very serious about it and deliberate in her action. So I follow that footstep, you know. And luckily, my wife is also a hands-on mother for the kids who do the same. So from the mother and father, they've been getting that kind of teaching. So they don't have no choice, and they fall in very well too. So we have to give them credit for that.
And we have seen where children have parental support, they do well in their activities at school, whether academically or otherwise. Once you have parental support, the children excel even better. No, I always look at people, especially artists who have children. I'm always wonder, say, then how them have children and say certain things and behave one kind of way. And I never could understand it. Because when your children see you do something, we you tell them, say.
Well, I can't speak for nobody else. Some people do and tell you, say, boy, this is my my profession. This is what feed me, so they have to do what they have to do. I hear people say that sometimes.
Yeah.
But my philosophy is, if I can play my music for my children for argument's sake, or if my children can't come to my show, then what am I doing? In other words, anything me I do, it have to be wholesome so that everybody in the household. But that is just me. I mean, everybody represent. I'm not even saying that's what everybody should be doing, because a man who on the ranch side or a girl who's on the ranch side and making their money, I can't go tell them what to do. But at the same time, everybody has a responsibility to try and do the right thing. It's not my job to go say them to do this or do that. But I still believe that, you know, your children will be a product of what you do as well. So you have to be careful about that.
What you wanted to be as a child growing up? You wanted to be a singer, performer? What did you want to be?
Street artist from your little youth. Street artist. Never ever thought of anything and never done anything else other than singing.
Really?
Yeah, man. Never done a 9 to 5 differently. I was very dedicated from I was about 10, 11.
So who influenced that? Was it your mother?
Yeah, it started from within the family. You know, seeing first of all, my singing is never just start here, you know. My great grandmother, which I didn't know. I grew up hearing people talking about my great grandmother. So she was an angel.
Okay.
Yes, she was an angel. Her vocal was just second to none. That's what I heard. Then my mother's mother, who is my grandmother, she was a powerhouse singer that didn't need a microphone to sing.
Voice out there.
Yes. And then my mother now never stopped singing yet. So music was just in my head 24/7 growing up. But the real influence comes from a man named Dennis Brown. When I start listening to Dennis Brown as a child, that's when I fall in love deeply with music. And what that did is I start learning a lot of things musically. I start listening to the words of music and swat the words, learn every song that play on the ear. You understand? And then when I start singing for my friends and become the community entertainer, and used to have a bar up the road that the people drinking them rum and all these things used to call me and say, "Come on, boy, I hear you say you can't sing." And them time you use a coin and punch the music in the jukebox. So when you punch the flip side and the instrumental play, then that's when I get into the singing. So I used to sing a couple Dee Brown songs like sitting here watching fools fight themselves way. They should only thinking of getting to know themselves. While life goes on, everyone's got to stand strong. You can't surrender. Oh no. And by the time I reach halfway another thing, man, money like rice green.
Them time they have
money, all kind of things. So You know who used to visit the bar every day to sing?
Them time they are the biggest thing, not true?
Yeah, man, I used to get a lot of support, a lot of support. So it make me feel good, and then me I earn on top of it. So you can
Yes,
understand why I was so dedicated at that young age.
yes, yes, yes. My friend Gracia Thompson on Facebook saying the singing is in your blood because you talk about your great grandmother and so on. And
Mm.
she missed the jukebox days. Um, Listening to you now, you realize now, say, you never had a plan B.
Mm-mm.
Music, music. So even if we had a plan B, it was still music.
It
Music,
was just
music,
music.
music.
It was just music. I wasn't thinking of
Mentally
anything
focused.
else.
Mm-hmm.
It was just music in my head. It's just music. I want to do it, and I didn't sit down and wait on music to come to me doing it. When I
Mm-hmm.
reached 15, 16, I decided I'm going to break that family tradition of just staying home and your community listen to you and tell you how great you sing. I wanted now to get an opportunity to record songs and get into the music business. So I left the country all by myself as a 16-year-old and came to Kingston.
To who?
All right. Luckily, there was to big up this youth named Carl. Carl used to travel every weekend to come to Kingston, come do a little business. And
Mm-hmm.
he knew my grandfather in Tivoli Gardens.
Okay.
And my grandfather always asked him about me, and I tell him to tell my grandfather, say I want to come look for him.
That's your father's father.
No, my mother's father.
Okay, okay.
Mhm. My mom don't know my father yet.
Oh yes, yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
so I took the trip, went to Tivoli Garden, stayed there, and then it was my grandfather now, my mother's father, and me went to look for my father. That's the first time I saw my father when I was 16.
Wow.
You understand me? And
Yeah.
that mission was to get myself out because I say I'm not gonna sit and let my skills go to waste. I mean, unfortunately for my grandmother and great grandmother, they lived in the country and never have no interest to come to Kingston. You know,
Mm-hmm.
as I can understand why, because they are women. Them couldn't do what I do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You understand me? So I wanted to break that tradition. So I did that, you know. So I was very, very serious even from a young age. I never sit around hoping that one day the break will come. I went looking for the break.
Mm-hmm. How
Mhm.
was Kingston for you after you come in a town now?
Boy, it was like every day was Christmas once I got into Kingston because you're finally in the city where all the studios and the superstars and all these people. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I mean, Dennis Brown used to come to Tivoli Garden. Not that I saw him there, I never see him there.
Mm-hmm.
But lots of big stars. I mean, some of them used to live in Tivoli Garden.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? So when you're in a place now where you see the stars and you hear it's a tough gang down the road or Aquarius studio up the road or Byron Lee studio around there, so it
Mm-hmm.
makes you feel like yes, you're at the right place. So I was very, very, very happy about being in Kingston during that time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Was there any time while in Kingston it's a boy, I feel like I want to stop you now?
I've never ever felt in my entire career that I want to stop. But I must tell you, there are moments where you suffer from doubts. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you might have a hard day where a man put some obstacle in your way and try fight you.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing with me, the harder the fight is, the harder I work.
Yeah.
You know, and I learn how to appreciate even people who fight me because guess what now? If it wasn't for the fight, some of us wouldn't reach certain level of greatness in life because it's two ways to deal with fight. It's either you're gonna allow people to run you over, or you're gonna just make people know say you're gonna have to stop fighting a bridging because you're not gonna win no day in this fight. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so this is how I interpret fight and deal with fight. When pressure coming on and a man feel like say, oh, he might gonna do everything when he can do to stop me. Me I say, boy, you're gonna have a very, very hard time doing that, you know. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So that is how I deal with things. So I can't say at no point but it feel like more stop. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel pressured, you know, I feel very pressured in many times in my career.
Yes. We sometimes don't see the pressure that the artists themselves go through. What we see on the outside is the finished product. but we don't see the process.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like you're talking now, the process sometime we need to know, and
Mm-hmm.
people need to understand the process of these artists. So when you see the product, you can appreciate it even more because you
Yeah,
don't know
well, it depends on how the artist handle it. Because some people probably feel that my career through the years was just smooth sailing. No, sir. But the reason why you don't know about it is I don't make a big deal out of them thing there. You understand me? Because I know a lot of people who internalize those things and get very bitter because
Mm-hmm.
them go through a whole heap of things in the music business and get bitter. And when you start get bitter and start put those things in the front of your mind, it
Mm-hmm.
messes up your creativity. And you start getting at things with people because you start hate back people because them hate you. And all
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. I've seen it happen. And you can't tell a man how to operate and how his emotions should go.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've learned is that you see them see a man that will fight you.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep on do your thing, man, and just rise on a level where them see a man they have to come bow down to you and
Mm-hmm.
beg you for do something for them or beg you for to perform somewhere or something. And that is how I deal with them type of people. Then me just feel like, yeah, it's a fight there and me win it hands down. Cause you see him, see my feel lap him tail and come over here so now. Come deal with me, even though me know so him never really did want the thing happen. You
So
understand?
we have those kind of people who kill them dead or not to succeed.
Yes, man. Let
Then
me say.
now you have some others now who you climb on their shoulders. Talk to me about the people whose shoulders you climbed on.
Well, when I say I don't pay certain people no mind, the people who try to fight me, what I do, I put my energies and my time in the people who wish me well.
Right. So I said, talk to
Because you
me
have a
now
lot of
about
people.
these people. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about them. Because there's no man that I know that make it all by himself.
Okay.
So there are certain people in this business that from day one is just dear for me, whether with good encouragement or musical help in with whatever way, whether a promoter who always put me on a show or a songwriter who always write, come help you write, or whichever way it is, or a producer who always want to put you on him rhythm to make sure you have a good song. Yeah, lots of those people. And we have 30 and 25 years of relationship, and we try to keep that energy going because them people they look out for you, so you look out for them, and that will give you a certain amount of energy to keep on going. You understand?
Yes.
But the people on the other hand now, but I pay them no mind. We need to make them feel like you fight back. You just need to pay them no mind. You see them and you heal them up and you're going through. You understand? Because my grandmother always tell me, nobody grown and create an enemy because you don't have a woolly for them already.
Yeah.
You understand me? So you
Yes.
just always be on speaking terms. You're not looking friend, but at the same time you keep it positive. And you heal up a man and you're gone about your business because, as me say, if every time a man fight you and you feel some type of way, and when you see him, you swell up and you vex up, and your blood pressure that,
Yeah.
Yeah, man, your blood pressure that. So you see them
Yes.
type of people and just see them and not see them, and you have a better day.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. So back to the album. Which one we're going to play now, Julia? Never Let Go. Never Let Go.
Yes, never let me go.
Yes, never
Yes,
let me
this
go.
one happens to be a favorite of many, many people. And there's a quick little story behind the song. This song, from the day I was born, I hear my mother singing this song. So there's no way we could leave this album, this song off the album. It was
Okay.
originally done by Curtis Mayfield. And she's been singing it from ever since. So we decided to do a version of it, and it turned out to be one of the big favorites. So play it for the listeners.
Yes, Never Let Me Go.
And it's also the one that is added to the radio station in Brazil.
Wow.
Let me love you tonight. Forget about tomorrow. I, darling, won't you hold me tight and never let me Cling to me with all your heart and never let me go. A million times or more, you said we would never part. Now lately, I found that you're a stranger in my heart. Give me the night in summer or in springtime. Let me tell the world that you are mine and never let me go.
This is Fit FM.
Fit FM 96.7.
96.7.
Duncan Streloni.
Duncan Streloni.
Times or more, you said we would never part. Now lately, I found that you're a stranger in my heart. Baby, why don't you give me the night in summer or in springtime?
Richie.
Yes.
So, what you call them little something that your mother do? What you call them run?
Yeah, phrases
Yeah.
and run.
Yeah, is you coach her or she naturally do that?
Well, as a producer, we might give her some tips, but she have it naturally, man. So when she say,
Yes, yeah.
it's magic in the music, magic in the music, you know.
Absolutely magic.
But we have to give her a credit because you must have the ability to do something like that in order to do it, you know.
Who played the bass on it?
A brethren of mine called Courtney Panton.
May I tell you the bass
Who is
line?
Robert Dubby?
Yes.
And I must mention is the great Pam Hall who did the background vocals on this song.
Oh, wow. My friend Grace, she said, I see myself renting a tile and dancing with a loved one to this one.
You know, a friend of mine called me up and said, Richie, I'm dying to see a video with Mama Carmen with that song. But when she do the video, make sure she stand up one place and sing with a Guinness in her hand. So we said, no, Bridget, Mama don't drink Guinness. So that not go happen.
Because it gives you that kind of vibe, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yes.
man.
Really, 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 really nice. Her voice is so smooth and it just flow and, you know? And even though it's up in her age, may I tell you.
Yeah, man, she's a bona fide singer, man. No joke thing about that. She's a bona fide singer.
It's not makeup, nor auto-tune, or whatever.
No, sir. No, sir.
Just good.
You know, one of her biggest fans is Freddie McGregor.
Wow.
Freddie called me up and said, Richie, I have something to tell your mother, and I don't want to give you no message to give her. I want to talk to her myself.
That me know too.
Yeah, man, and Freddie said, listen, Miss Carmen, your voice is that original Jamaican sound with the sunshine in it, with that kind of soul, and it really rate her, you know. Sanchez is another artist who love her dearly. Master Griffiths, they all call up to heal her personally and say, Mama, you touch me. And so as a son, all I can tell you, I'm just so proud of this whole project, man.
You must feel good though.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Yes, man. I feel blessed. I feel lifted. I feel so good. I mean, nothing never made me feel so validated yet.
Really, really nice. She really sounds like she is your ride or die lady.
Well, as I say, me and mama apart from a young age, because mama had me when she was young. So
From
we
your barn,
grew
yeah,
up
she
together.
apart.
Eh?
From your barn, yeah, she apart.
Yeah, man. From a band, she apart.
Yes, yes, yes. That was a long time on. They call her Moses.
Yes, man. Well, that is
You
what
did
really
that one now.
started the journey of the album.
Yes.
A railroad of freedom. She led the way for so many frightened and bonded souls.
Moonchild, you hear me? That song the bad, that song the tough. Play it again, play it again. We tune in, a Feature FM 96.7. We tune in. Play that tune there again. We love it.
She built a railroad of freedom. She led the way for so many frightened and bonded souls. Tired and burdened with danger, she stopped to pray, and her courage helped them to reach their goal. It was Moses was her name. Moses was her name. She was the bride of the people, leader and friend. Like this soldier, fighting for human rights. She made her foes all respect her, and maybe let her people from darkness to
Cultural mix.
light.
Cultural mix. Every Friday afternoon, 6 to 8 p.m. Left Moonchild and Feature FM 96.7. And we tune in every Friday. We love Aisha Rasta.
96.7. Lady, I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you. You have made me what I am, and I am yours. My love, there's so many ways I want to say I love you. Let me hold you in my arms forevermore. You have gone and made me such a fool. I'm so lost in your love. And oh, we belong together. Won't you believe in my song?
Left Moonchild, you hear me? That song the bad, that song the tough. Play it again, play it again. We we tune in a Picture FM 96.7.
Pull up, pull up, pull up.
Lady, I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you. You have made me what I am, and I am yours. My love, there's so many ways I
Want
say
to
I
say
love
I
you.
love you.
Let me
Let
hold
me
you
hold
in
you
my
in my
arms,
arms,
oh,
oh, evermore,
evermore.
evermore.
You have gone and made me such a fool. I'm so lost in your love. And oh, we belong together. Won't you believe in my song? Lady, for so many years I've thought I'd never find you. You have come into my life and made me whole forever.
Forever
Just let me wait to see you each and
and
every
every
morning.
morning.
Let me
Let
hear
me feel
you
you whisper
softly
softly
in my
in my
ear.
ear. In my
In my eyes, there's no other girl but you. There is no other love like our love. And yes, oh yes, I always want you near me. I've waited for you for so long. Lady, your love's the only love I need. Just believe me, baby, and beside me
soul.
is where I want you to be. And my love, baby, there is something that I want you to know. That you're the love of my life.
Cultural mix.
You're my
Cultural
lady.
mix. Every Friday afternoon, 6 to 8 p.m. with Bev Moonchild on Victor 96.7. And we tune in every Friday. Lock in. Aisha Rock said that.
Ever since you went away, every day is just a cloudy day, and I don't know if it's rain from the sky, tears from my eyes, falling on my face and rolling down my cheek. Hurry back and bring the sun. Let me be your one and only one. With just one kiss, stop the rain from the sky. Tears from my eyes, falling on my face and rolling on my cheek. All I know is I love you, and if I live forever, I'll be loving you still. You will always be just everything to me, so hurry back and bring the sun. Let me be
You're one and only one with just one kiss. Stop the rain from the sky. Tears from my eyes falling on my face and rolling down my cheek. Rolling down.
Richie?
Yes.
The album never did have so nice, Richie Stevens. So tell me something.
So,
Are there are there any live, what you call it now, live sessions
performance, live
in the
performance is
on
coming
the
up.
album? And no man, on the album. Like you go into the studio with the
Live,
musicians, live recordings.
yeah. Well, actually, the entire album, except for about 3 songs, is played live with a live band. So that's why
Oh,
it gives you that warm feel. It's live musicians playing. It's
rich,
not
yeah, rich.
computerized program.
That is why it sounds so good.
Hmm. Yeah, we never
That
cut no corners on this album. You know, we spend a lot of time. We put a lot of energy into it and spend a lot of money to make it sound right. So if you're
yeah.
enjoying it, that is the reason why we never cut no corners at all. Mhm.
Yes, man, it's really, really rich, you know. Just to note,
Yeah.
to the persons who on Facebook, if you have a little issue with Facebook, just run over to YouTube because we're also live on YouTube. So if Facebook giving any challenge, just go over to YouTube. Right, Richie. When you hear the music, tell us first of all where the album is available.
It is available on all the digital platforms, on Spotify, iTunes, all of them. You can purchase it there. And in about another 2 weeks, it will be available on CD because we want it to be in physical where you can purchase it and give it as a gift as well. Put it in a gift bag for argument's sake. And we also will be we got a request again from out of Brazil. A company there, we're talking to them now to put it out on vinyl, that old-time vinyl.
Wow.
Mhm.
Because the vinyl market is what? It never dies, right?
It was weak one at a time, but it's really coming back. And people keep saying an album like this deserves to be on vinyl so it can be a collector's item.
What do you think? How you feel about that?
Yes, man. Yes, we want it to be available and in different forms because we want the man that plays vinyl alone will be able to play this album. People who love CDs still will be able, and people who into a digital download still have the opportunity of playing the album. So we want it to be available to all.
Something I wanted to ask you earlier out in the interview. So we see the kind of performer you are and the kind of life and the kind of energy you bring to the stage when you perform. You know, just stand up and sing. There is this kind of this electrifying kind of performance that you give. Were you before you would have bust out now? Were you kind of maybe performing in the hotels, or you know, sometimes I get the kind of feeling that you probably would have been that kind of performer before, no?
Yes, man. I spent whole heap of years performing in the hotel doing cabaret.
Okay.
So you're indeed right. That is where that's my training ground, where I used to sing 6 nights a week, performing for tourists from all over the world, singing all different type of songs. So that is also where I got my taste for music, because this song that you just played is not a reggae version. It's more like a classic ballad version.
Yes.
I appreciate different genres of music based on my experience on the North Coast. You understand me? So that is where I developed my skill. So you're indeed right. You hit the hammer on the head when you asked if I used to be in the hotels. Yes.
Okay. I just get that kind of, you know, that kind of vibe, nice, upbeat kind of thing. And sometimes people are very good. What you call them now? They go in the studio and they make a good song. But to deliver it now. And sometimes when people hear the music, you know, when them come watch you live now, them want to get that kind of feeling from you.
Yeah.
You are the kind of performer now who will give us that energy when we come to a stage show to see you. You know what I mean?
Well, I learned music the proper way. When I
Mm-hmm.
was trying to get in the music business, the story I told you about coming to Kingston, I didn't just start there. After a
Mm-hmm.
few 2 years or so in Kingston, I went to the North Coast to spend another 4 years
Okay.
singing in hotels and all of that. So my
Mm-hmm.
upbringing in music, I did a lot of things before I reached the recording stage. So I kind of
Yeah.
learned the business well. Yeah, I've learned
Mm-hmm.
how to perform, how to be comfortable in a crowd, no matter how big or how small, and to
Mm-hmm.
just deliver what I'm delivering in a very entertaining way. I learned all of that
Yes.
coming up in the business.
And how to read your audience, would you say?
Yes, that's very important. That's one of the best quality a performer could ever develop.
Mm-hmm.
To learn how to read the audience. You know how much they want, you know how much they don't want. And you know when
Mm-hmm.
to say goodbye to them, and you know when they don't ready for you to leave yet. There's a
Yeah.
different ability in understanding those things. It's not
Yes.
something that you just learn. So it's years and years of doing it. After a while
Mm-hmm.
it become a natural part of you.
Because in reading the audience too, Richie, you know that it's not every time people go and jump up and
Mhm.
reel up and so on. People would be
Mhm.
sitting in them seats, and enjoying your performance.
Yes, man. Yeah, man.
So you have to
Enjoy
be.
it in a big way. And if you're not careful, you probably think they're not appreciating it because they're not jumping up. You have different types of crowd, especially in different parts of the world. When you
Mm-hmm.
go someplace, then people will just watch you, and as each song finish, they give you a big round of applause.
Mm-hmm.
In Jamaica, we do it different. When we start the song, if you love the song, we say bo 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 at the beginning of the
Pull
song,
up.
and when the song finish, nobody knows nothing.
Yes. um,
Yeah.
in traveling the world, where's your best place to perform?
Why? It's hard to say, but I always say Japan
Uh-huh.
because I have a nice, lovely following in Japan. And
Okay.
I've been going to Japan from early 90s, like 1990. And I've been traveling to Japan for years and years and years, even when Japan is not so viable again as it relates to Jamaican music. I'm still going there.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite places to perform because I have a good support there. But Europe is also another place that I love to perform because Europe love when you give them an hour and a half on stage, and that's what I like
Mm-hmm.
about Europe.
But you have to be a very good performer to can give an
You
hour and a
get
half of performance, don't
that,
you?
yeah, man. And you
Mm-hmm.
have to
Mm-hmm.
draw back to some songs where you probably don't even remember, but they want to hear those songs. So the promoter will come and talk to you and say, listen, the people need to hear this and need to hear that. They love this and love that. And you really put your songs together and you come and
Mm-hmm.
you deliver 7.5. It's not no kill and pull up, nothing that. You have to really do your song. They want to hear intro, verse,
Mm-hmm.
chorus, bridge, and in Jamaica and certain other places, New York and these places, you start the song and before you reach half of the song, you change that song. They
Yeah.
don't appreciate those things in Europe.
They want to hear the
Mm.
full song.
Yeah, man, they want to hear a full set.
A
You
full set.
understand? Full set. So if you can give them anywhere from 45 to an hour to hour and a half,
Them
then a
good.
promoter in Europe will always book you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Have you ever gone anywhere and somebody asks for a song and you don't remember your own song?
Many times. Many times. And it's nothing bad. It's just that sometimes you record a song and the song probably never hit in Jamaica. So you just forget the song.
Uh-huh.
But you might go to France and they
Or
love that song in
Mexico
France.
or Brazil, yes.
So one of the best things to do now when you're going into there is you can reason some of the promoters feel of what the people love.
Mm-hmm. So kind of drop
You
off here,
understand?
so. Yes, yes, yes. We're having a little issue
I'm
there.
doing some music. because I love the genre. Yeah, I'm just explaining something to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I love ska music, and I play a ska band. And some of the places that we go, I do a full ska show for an hour and a half. And that is what the people love me for in that particular country.
Ska.
So you have to just put in the work and try to be flexible. And as I said earlier, you stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So when them call for you, you're ready for it.
You're ready. How you see
Yes.
live performance now with this pandemic now? What you think? What you envision for live performance for artists with this whole?
Well, we're all hoping that things will get back to normal. But as we live each day, we realize that we cannot predict nothing at all in these times. We don't know what is to come. So I say to people, don't think too much about the past or the present, just live in the moment. So right now it's virtual going on, and we're going to have to just deal with that until something change, and hopefully we'll get back to normal.
Or some semblance of normalcy. Yes. Tell people now, if anybody just joining, tell them about the album.
Well, the album is Mother and Son. They say it's the first album by a mother and son. It's in stores. You can get it. It's available on all digital platforms. It's an album with 14 songs, a few classic covers with a ton load of original songs that I personally wrote with my mother, some of them. And you just need to check it out for yourself. I can't tell you how good it is or how bad it is. You're going to have to make that decision. So please check out the album, and Moonchild will tell you if it's good or not.
Moonchild, yeah man, it's good. May have it come like all 14 songs are my favorites. Who chose the songs that you put on this album?
Well, as the producer, I did all of that, because fortunately I know my mother's range, my mother's voice, so I know exactly what to give her to sing. You understand? And certain songs that she loved from long time, we make sure that is in there too. So she's comfortable with the material that we're giving her.
Okay. The thread of encouragement, that thread of being positive, that thread, positive reinforcement, it runs through the album, and almost all of the songs, even the cover versions, talk to being positive, never giving up, never letting go. You see the one about kings and queens?
Yes.
For me, that tribute to kings and queens, say you're not dog or you're not dog. You know how them greet them one and say yo dog and so on. So you're a king.
Yes,
you're
kings and queens. That is the
you're a
gist.
queen. Yes. How important was that for you to say in a song?
Well, I think word sound is power. And if we don't see ourselves as kings and queens, then nobody else will. And I think we kind of need to take a look at ourselves as Black people now. And the same respect that we would love for the police in America, for argument's sake, should that the respect that we're looking for from them in how they treat us. We can't refer to ourselves as dog and all them type of things and expect say it's cool and people are gonna see us as kings and queens. So I decided to write a song and address that whole situation, because I think we really seeing ourselves in a certain light, and that is one of the reasons why people look at us a certain way as Black people worldwide, not just in America. And I seriously believe that, because I see how we can get on and how we can drop the ball in certain aspect of our life. We are wear the pants, so we don't have a knee and it a drop off and all these type of things, and we are called one another dog, and it just look very low down to me.
Yes.
Yeah, man, it look a certain type of way and it sound a certain type of way. I said, then how comes we just comfortable with this as Black people? I'm not seeing nobody else to do them something there. So I sing a song, say, we're kings and queens. We are kings and queens. And this happens to be David Radigan's favorite song as a white man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
See. Mm.
The
But we
kind
didn't
of
have to put a
that
song
is
like
coming
this on
out.
it.
Yes.
Because you see the beauty of songs. You put songs on your project and you put it out. And if not now, one day it might just caught the right ear. And it become a message to the world or a message to the target audience of who you're talking to. That's just the strength of music. So you just have to put a positive body of work together. And as long as it's out there, one day it just might rise up and do exactly what you want it to do.
When you go to an event and there's a keynote speaker, and the keynote speaker, when you leave the event, is a keynote speaker, you remember, who came with some very encouraging words. This King and Queen song reminds me of that.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes,
It's glad it hit home with you because it's a serious topic that needs to be addressed. Our young people especially really gone off into some type of things that them not really understand the struggle of which the people before them did endure to create an easy and world for them now. And I think to go back down certain road is just totally unnecessary. So we just have to remind our youngsters that, hey, you're a king, man. And to remind the girls you're a queen.
Yeah.
You understand me? This is how you should present yourself at all times.
We want to big you up for that one. You believe says it's 6 minutes to 8?
Yeah?
Yeah.
So how long we been talking now?
Almost 2 hours.
Whoa. For the longest interview.
And it never sounded like an interview. We were just talking about
it is a reasoning. It is a reasoning. I appreciate this reasoning because you pulled some things out of me that really needed to come out,
That's true. Yes. I will thank you too for, first of all, saying thank you. Saying yes, agreeing to come on. Trelawney, Fit FM is Trelawney's radio.
I know that man. I know the running man. I have family in Trelawney that tell me all about the whole thing and tell me about you too. Okay. So you see Moonchild, Ramp with her and Richard. I'm going to ask you some things.
I wonder what set me up saying now. But we really want to thank you for coming on and being so honest and so pure in your heart and in your spirit, And you don't feel like above anybody. That humility is what I want to commend you on.
Give thanks. Well, I just so stay and nothing now go change. I just we this as raw as ever. I just this, No highfalutin, nothing. What you see is what you get. What you hear, that's how it go. Yeah.
And we want to extend congratulations to your mama Carmen.
Yes.
Give her our love. And we hope, we wish the very best for her.
Yeah, and I always send the link of the interview to her. She's in New York right now. She's hanging with her daughter Keisha and Julia.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, man, because we have to share her,
You have to share, yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. How she managing now in the COVID? How she feel?
Well, she just have to take precaution like everybody else and stay away from the crowd and do everything. She's fine. She's fine.
Okay.
She's doing very well, and she's with a very, very, very secure and caring daughter. Keisha, to big her up. She takes very, very good care of Mama Carmen. And then Julia is just right up the road, and every now and again her grandkids go and take her, and so she's well loved, well taken care of. Things with Mama, yes.
Thank you so much, my brother, for stopping by with us for almost 2 hours. We thank you and we wish for you nothing but the best.
Blessings. Please send me the link.
I will. Thank you, Richie. All the very best. People, go out and get the album Mother and Son. There is a song on this album for everybody. So go out and support the artists. They are here, and he's one of them who is sending out positive reinforcement in his music. And we need to support artists like Richie Stevens. Thank you so much, Richie. All the very best. Almighty go with you.
Blessings and give thanks. Give thanks to the entire Fit family. Fit for life.
Fit for life, yes. Thank you so much, All the very best.
All right.
Mother of the world. Spoken words will define your reality. If you keep saying them, you'll say it. And when we call each other by these names disrespectfully, we're telling them.
So we want to thank everybody who joined us. We kind of had an issue with Facebook, but you know we are still live on YouTube. Persons who joined us on the 96.7 band, people who joined us via the internet, www.fitfmja.com. We thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everybody who joined us. And we say, come back next Friday. Be with us. Another exciting show is lined up for you on Cultural Mix. Bev Moonchild saying, have a very safe weekend. Take care. Move out of the way of anything that's not so right. And we come back next week, God's willing. Thank you so much, Julia. And we bless up everybody at Fit FM 96.7. I'm Mara. Big up yourself. Thanks for the support always. Love you, everybody. Take care.
For us to see.